Why Socrates criticized democracy. Democracy is often celebrated, and ancient Athens, its birthplace, is revered for this achievement. The Parthenon stands as a symbol of democratic ideals, attracting democratic leaders for photo opportunities. However, it is surprising to learn that one of ancient Greece's greatest contributions, philosophy, was deeply skeptical of democracy. Socrates, the founder of Greek philosophy, is depicted in Plato's dialogues as highly critical of democracy. In Book 6 of the Republic, Plato recounts Socrates' conversation with Adeimantus, where he uses the analogy of a ship to highlight democracy's flaws. Socrates asks, "If you were embarking on a sea voyage, who would you trust to steer the ship? Just anyone, or those trained in the art of navigation?" Adeimantus replies, "The latter, of course." Socrates then questions, "Why, then, do we assume that anyone is qualified to decide who should govern a country?" Socrates argued that voting is a skill requiring systematic education, much like steering a ship. Allowing uneducated citizens to vote, he believed, was as reckless as letting them navigate a ship during a storm. Socrates himself became a victim of democratic shortcomings. In 399 BCE, he was tried on false charges of corrupting Athenian youth. A jury of 500 citizens found him guilty by a narrow margin, sentencing him to death by hemlock. This event is as tragic for philosophy as the crucifixion of Jesus is for Christianity. Socrates was not an elitist in the conventional sense. He did not advocate for restricting voting to a select few, but insisted that only those who had deeply and rationally considered issues should vote. Today, we have blurred the line between intellectual democracy and democracy by birthright. We grant everyone the right to vote without ensuring they possess the necessary wisdom. Socrates foresaw the dangers of this approach, warning that it would lead to demagoguery, a system the Greeks feared most. Ancient Athens had its share of demagogues, such as Alcibiades, a wealthy and charismatic figure who eroded civil rights and led Athens into disastrous military campaigns in Sicily. Socrates understood how easily candidates could exploit voters' desire for simple solutions. He illustrated this with a hypothetical debate between a doctor and a candy shop owner. The shopkeeper might accuse the doctor of causing pain and denying pleasures, while promising indulgence and comfort. Socrates asked, would the doctor's truthful response, that discomfort is necessary for health, sway the audience? Or would it provoke outrage? We have ignored Socrates' warnings about democracy, choosing to view it as inherently good rather than as a system dependent on the quality of education. Consequently, we have elected many candy shop owners and very few doctors.